Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Overly Critical Hyperanalytical Movie Club. This is your boy, Wolfie, and I'm here with Maddie, as always,
Hi,
here to bring you the scoop. Y'all ready for the scoop?
I'm ready.
You bet your ass you're ready for the scoop. Um, so we're back with another edition of our wonderful little movie club tie-in show to our movie club group, facebook.com/groups/overly critical movie club. Go join it. If you aren't already a member, come join it. It's so much fun. It's our most fun thing. It's replaced IMDb for me in a lot of ways. And if you want to know what's going on with some movies and you can find a trusted source, come join our group on Facebook, and you'll also get to see these live episodes that we do, reviews. We watch trailers. That's what we got tonight. A few new trailers and our review of The Little Things, starring Denzel Washington, Rami Malik, and Jared Leto. How you doing, Maddie?
I'm good. How are you, Stefan?
Catching my breath.
He's a-
That was all. That was a lot of stuff to say just then. So here we are.
I
I'm drinking
know.
water. What are you drinking? Water.
Water, because you gotta stay hydrated.
Hell
You
yeah!
have
You
to.
ready to? You ready to watch some trailers?
I'm ready. I just want to say thanks to all
Boom.
the viewers who've been responding to the questions I've been posting. A lot of good comments, a lot of good info. I've seen most of the movies, but I'm always on the lookout for stuff I haven't seen that people are recommending.
Yeah,
But yeah, it's been cool getting into
it's been good.
people's. My favorite one is the one that we've gotten into about movies that you love that your friends might hate, or the low Rotten Tomatoes
Yeah,
score flicks.
those are great. I'm so glad you've been
Yeah,
posting those
yeah.
episodes. They're so. I mean, episodes. Those
And
posts.
I
They're
was going to go
good.
ahead and give my favorite one of recent that
Hmm.
people seem has a low Rotten Tomatoes scores. Several people watch and say they don't like it. Is The New Mutants was one of more recent
Uh,
ones that I found that I've really enjoyed, even though it sets at a very low score. And besides, I
absolutely.
think Wolfie and myself are possibly the only two people who like it, besides the
I
creator
know.
of The New Mutants, Bill S.
Billy
So,
Sink.
yeah, I mean, maybe the actors like it too. I don't know, but
Yeah, I love New Mutants. I'm a champion that film till the day that I
yeah.
mutate.
I got another
um,
question coming up, so be prepared.
yeah, they've been really
It's
good. I've done. I like to do little graphic posts and things for the group, but lately I've been trying to balance work and passion project and leisure time, all without driving myself crazy during the pandemic. So bear with me, folks. Um,
well, I
but
think it's important to address these low scored or movies your friends hate, because we're in
I
here
love
watching
it.
the finest of fine films on this
I love
podcast,
it.
and it's great to see some of the terrible films that we can't say no to if it pops up on
That's true.
Netflix, or if you're watching TV. If some of you still have television, I don't know, or
No, I
one that you
do.
just always want to like throw on.
Yeah.
Another one, Ghost Rider: Spirit of Vengeance, is another one I love.
Oh yeah, that's a good one. See,
Yeah.
I'm bad with the questions too because I know I have many answers, but I'm like, So I did Pacific Rim Uprising,
Oh
uh,
yes,
much I'm
we
surely to the chagrin of our boy Andrew from Superhero
and
Stuff. You should
apparently
know.
some others. They love
Yeah,
that
that's
first one, but no love for sequels.
yeah. It's I know it's not typically like considered a great film, but I had fun with it, and
Oh,
I
dude, I
think
think it's
it's necessary. Anyway,
it's
that's
great.
another.
It's great B movie stuff, is what I
Uh,
think. Well, maybe
that's
we
an
should do a rewatch and
Oh,
a live
absolutely.
stream it, and
Absolutely.
have some people come on and tell us how terrible our opinion is and how much that movie sucks, and we could just fight with them.
I think my defenses of it are sound in that it has merits. Anyway, we will continue that conversation another time. For you tonight, I have some new trailers.
Oh, I haven't seen any of these. I'm excited.
Okay, we're gonna start with Coming to America, the sequel to Coming to America. So I'm excited about this one. Oh, hold on, let
Is
me
it
set
because
it.
they put a two in the title instead of the word?
Yeah, it's a hip thing
Okay.
to do. I'm getting the setup over here, folks. Bear with me for 1 second.
I don't know if I've seen the original. I've seen bits and pieces, I think. I don't think
Oh,
the whole
really?
thing.
Wow, it's great. It's classic. Classic Eddie Murphy. Eddie Murphy's great. I'm looking forward to this because I really liked the Dolomite movie that he did. We have to play through this ad real quick.
When you cross
Um,
the street is a negotiation. Getting
Here we go, folks.
Hey! What you doing back here? Mufasa!
Say it again, feel right in his...
I've just discovered that I may have a son here in this land. How much child support is she getting from?
The king pays no child support.
No child support for 30 years and you came back? You was a dummy.
Hello, I am Hakim Jaffa, King of Zamunda. You are the heir to the throne. Yes, my father.
He's supposed to be like the prince of Wakanda.
Wakanda is a fictional place.
Not to everybody.
Zamunda is a very real nation.
I don't need no handout. Wait a minute. All right, I'm gonna pack. Okay,
Presenting King Akeem's son from America.
And my mom's.
And his mom's.
Children, this is your brother.
Hey, Quine. I'm sorry I slept with your man.
This happened before we even met.
It's not like you're the first man I've ever been with.
What did you just say about the other men?
Coming to America, now it's coming to me.
I always thought that Mika was going to be queen.
A woman isn't allowed to rule Zamunda. It's the law.
Did it ever occur to you that Mika wanted to be your heir?
Would you dare banish me from my own bedroom?
How you doing, Akeem?
I'm getting it from everywhere. I have upset my family.
You must be strong.
And General Izzy would love nothing more than to take over Zamunda.
Raise it higher.
Is that Wesley?
Yes, dude. All in. All in.
I'm a king, I'm a...
Put your hands together.
Tracy Morgan. Come on.
Give me all...
It's a party over here.
I must admit, your style is far into my kingdom, but it's impressive.
That's right. There you go. Let me hear you say, hey, ho.
Hey ho!
No, don't do that. That's his mother.
Oh, don't you say it.
No, not to his mother.
Almost ready to become a prince.
Almost. It is time.
Ceremonial circumcision.
Bring forward the royal machete.
Machete?
They're gonna sharpen you too, nephew.
Coming to America, now it's coming to me.
Nice. Solid release platform. Solid trailer. What do you think?
I mean, having not seen the original, it looks fun. Maybe I'll have to do the double feature.
Definitely.
If we review it on here, which I think we should be taking advantage of, as this podcast, doing this live stream is watching some of these newer flicks, because this is, I mean, we'd probably be going seeing most of this stuff in the theater,
Yeah, and it's it's relatively a little bit cheaper than what the theaters were. You can get to watch it at home, and I like the way releases are rolling out now and take advantage of the platform. It's amazing. That trailer I thought was super funny. I think when it comes to trailers, it's easy to get the wrong idea with certain things just because they chop everything into such a small space. But after the Dolomite film that he had on Netflix, I was just really into, Wesley Snipes. I know that the performances in this are going to be, I mean, I hope, it looks like the performance in this will be like spot on. I know that Eddie Murphy is trying to make a comeback to comedy and have some HBO specials coming on the horizon. So I'm super in. It looks so funny. And it's such a cult classic film for that particular type of or Eddie Murphy fans, I guess. So there's a lot of history behind it, and it seems like it's very easy for something like that to become embarrassing or just not very good.
I mean, it's a good trailer. I mean, it could have definitely there could have been a lot of like terrible humor, but for most of the trailer, it landed for me.
I thought it was solid. Yeah, I thought it was solid. It looks like they got a good cast with some of those newcomers, the daughter and the son, which looks like funny. I think you can maybe surmise what's going to happen by the end of this film a little bit from what they let reveal in the trailer. But it looks like it's going to be just as much fun as the original was, with all the different interesting scenes they get themselves into, and for Eddie Murphy to return back to the character is going to be really funny too, to get that sense of how he's aged, and just where he's coming from. So if you haven't seen that Dolomite film that's on Netflix, watch that. It's so good. And Wesley Snipes come on as like a military dictator guy.
Yeah,
that sounds fucking. That looks good. It looks good to me. I'm excited.
I'm ready for Wesley Snipes to show up in Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness's Blade and introduce us to the new Blade. Just saying.
Yeah. I gotta go, but here's this other guy.
I don't know how that would work, but I would love to see Wesley Snipes return as Blade and kind of make up for that last Blade flick.
Yeah.
So
There was a tweet that he released that said something to the effect that like I am always Blade, but it's okay kind of thing. But you know, maybe there will be, he's like the Michael Keaton of the Blade character.
Yeah.
So for our next trailer, I was just loading it up here if you could tell that I was distracted. Our next trailer, I think you'll like. I find this interesting. It looks interesting to me. It's The Courier with Benedict Cumberbatch and Rachel Brosnan. That was a tongue twister. So check this one out. Tell me what you think. I think it looks interesting.
You mean this isn't a Doctor Strange movie? I don't care. I can't hear it.
Oh, you can't?
No.
Dagnabbit.
Do you got to hit that little button?
I keep forgetting to hit the little... Hold on. Here we go. Share audio to this page, please. It's a little tough. I'm doing the DJ duties as well as the...
There we go.
Sounds like work.
Right.
No, tell
The
them I'm
Courier.
in my chair.
Yes, he's just walked in.
This is unexpected. I can't believe I'm actually having lunch with spies. I'm just a salesman.
Exactly. You're a civilian, so the KGB won't be watching.
It would be a real service to Great Britain.
What do you want me to do? I'm here to open a door to the top manufacturers in the West. Will I be putting myself in danger?
If this mission was the least bit dangerous, you really are the last man we'd send.
Make sure you wear it while you're in Moscow.
What does this do? Shoot poison darts?
Everyone you meet, assume they're KGB. Every Russian is an eye of the state.
You'll just be a courier.
Just a career for Russian secret.
From now on, you will be selling one thing. The idea that you are an ordinary businessman and nothing more than an ordinary businessman.
The weapons of war must be abolished before they abolish us.
I am asking you to stop going to Moscow. I am asking you as your wife.
I didn't want you to be involved. What if I get caught? Then execute me, correct?
We can't get him out. If things were the other way around, Penkovsky would abandon you.
He would never leave me to die, and I'm not leaving him. I'm volunteering to bring back the best source of Soviet intelligence you've got at a time where Russia and America are on the brink of nuclear war.
Maybe we're only two people. But this is how things change.
Yeah.
Looks pretty good.
I think that looks awesome, man.
Yeah.
Benedict Cumberbatch in a Cold War spy thriller. I love it. I mean, I guess that's kind of one of the things he does after the Turing movie. What was that movie called? I forgot.
Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy.
Is that the one?
I
He
don't
plays
know.
Alan Turing.
He's in it.
Anyway.
No.
Benedict Cumberbatch. I like how he's in that kind of like plain, simple man kind of role as well. Like there's a lot of fish out of water kind of things going on there and learning to become a spy and stuff. It looks pretty good.
Yeah. No, I'd watch it. Looks cool.
Yeah. Hell yeah. Cool. Well, our next trailer is Crisis. This has Evangeline Lilly and Gary Oldman. I have not seen this trailer, but that casting, I'm very curious, and she's in like an action role and stuff. So I love her. I think she's amazing as Wasp, and she was one of my favorite parts of Lost. So I have not seen this trailer. Here we go. Crisis. Bing, bang, boom.
I just made it to Ant-Man in the Marvel timeline thing I'm doing.
Nice. I love the Ant-Man movies. Here we go. Let's see. I believe I hit the button. Tell me if you can't hear it.
Yeah, I can hear it.
Nice. Crisis. Evangeline Lilly. Gary Oldman.
There is no greater scourge facing America from within. The president takes the opioid crisis very seriously.
The kid got snagged at the border.
The Courier?
And Army Hammer?
Cover work to get this far.
Nice.
Maybe it's dangerous to press a big sale now.
Yeah, but what choice do we have?
Our product will be the first truly non-addictive painkiller.
That guy's good too. I forgot his name.
What the hell is going on?
Luke Evans.
All the
Yeah.
addiction centers are lighting up. And then by day 10, they're dead.
I'm looking for my son.
Were you aware of any issues with your son?
Like what?
Oh, shit.
Based on your results, you want Northlight to pull their billion-dollar drug. It can cost you a hell of a lot more than your teaching job.
You've got to have a plan. A plan.
Greg Kinnear?
Tell him the truth.
This cast is stacked.
Should this kid get an itch to name names, it would be unpleasant for everyone.
The music is great.
Yeah.
Everybody knows where that's from.
They're gonna come after you. But what you're doing now,
Kid
it'd be the
Cudi.
most important thing you ever do.
You had my son run drugs for you.
This is the biggest public health crisis since tobacco.
It's not our responsibility.
Then whose is it?
You cannot walk into that bar alone.
We can't quit. We can't stop.
What do you think we're here to do? To make a difference?
I like it.
We can touch you anywhere in the world.
We're running out of time.
Last chance.
Nice.
Who's that guy?
Nicholas Jarecki.
What do you do?
I
Someone
think that
comment.
looks pretty damn good, actually. That looks awesome.
I'd watch it. I don't know.
Legit Gary Oldman yelling. Evangeline Lilly, you can't go wrong. Army Hammer, and some nice kind of pseudo. What's that director's name?
David Fincher?
Yeah, that guy. I don't know. I enjoyed that trailer. I thought it looked pretty good. Solid enough title for something that's a little...
That is a crisis.
Little generic looking, I'll say it, I'll admit it. But good cast. It'd be worth the watch streaming.
Yeah. If it's free somewhere, I'll watch it. I don't think I'd pay for
So
it.
it doesn't
necessarily.
excite you? It doesn't move you?
I mean, just with all this other stuff coming out, I mean,
Yeah.
what would I have much rather have had? A Mortal Kombat
Kid Cudi.
trailer, a new Dune trailer, something.
Yeah, fair enough, fair enough. I'm just excited to watch a movie these days.
I mean-
I'm excited to talk about it.
Yeah.
But anyway, so those were the trailers that I had planned for us to watch. Some decent enough stuff. I think Coming to America is probably the most anticipated out of all of those. So I'm excited for that.
You know what? If Crisis was based on a true story or something, maybe I'd be more into it. But just making up a weird drug.
It's like a revenge story of Evangeline.
Well, you know
Lilly.
what I think about that mom? Her those gang members killed her daughter or
Yeah,
something.
there's like a
And then they're
MS-13
making
or
a
cartel revenge story.
Yeah,
right?
like I'd watch that movie. That sounds crazy that
Yeah,
she pulled like
definitely. I agree.
a Liam Neeson on him
Yeah.
from
I
Taken,
have
basically.
a particular set of skills
Yeah.
that make me a nightmare for people like you.
I mean, I'm sold
Good
on
stuff.
that one.
Yeah. So anyway, without further ado, we also come along the Overly Critical Movie Club train and join us for our review of The Little Things. And so this is the most recent release from the WB's streaming slate on HBO Max, right? Am I
Yes.
right on that?
Mhm.
So I think what was the first one was
I guess Wonder Woman, even though it came out last year, but I guess it's still part of it. I don't know.
Yeah. So I remember seeing the trailer for this and being like, it looks like, pretty interesting. I like serial killer stuff, so you already got me there.
Yeah.
Denzel Washington, sometimes he's like an actor who I just like. Flight was okay, and some of his more recent films I haven't really been overwhelmed with or anything, so but he's a great actor, so I'm just like, okay, that's cool. Not to mention Rami Malik. It's just great to see him in anything right now, just because he's good. He's good in this in particular, and Jared Leto always turns a really solid, atmospheric, haunting performance. I love Jared Leto. He's
despite
Jared
his
Leto,
personal weird shit that he does.
Potentially, yeah. I'm trying to learn how to separate the artist from the art, as I've been told a few times. So
it's the only way I can watch Mad Max now, man.
Yeah, fair enough.
Love the Road Warrior, but man, Mel Gibson. Whew.
That's true. But it's solid cast. These three kind of really powerful actors and stuff. So that's what I was most excited going into watching this movie. How'd you feel about the little things?
First off, I want to say the performances were great. The overall movie is trash. I watched that movie, and through the entire thing, I went, what was I supposed to take away from this?
Yeah.
Oh my God, dude. It's just, if you're going to make a murder mystery thriller, at least catch the fucking bad guy.
Yeah.
It's killing people. It doesn't. Why? You just you try to make me feel bad for these cops who have done shitty things, or leading up to initially do shitty things when he meets this other. It's just, I didn't like. The acting's good. I think Jared Leto's performance is weird, and just like they could have been weird, but something to help the cops track down the killer, just because he's like a weird dude that is on the cusp of maybe becoming a killer, or he can toe that line where he's just a weird fucking dude and he knows a lot about serial killers because he can get in their mindset, and they need to use him to solve this murder, which I thought was what was going to happen, because they're going to convict him or try to, and then he'd be like, oh, I can help you because I know how this guy thinks and you guys can't think like him or something. And none of that happens. It's like Jared Leto's just fucking with them for the entire movie, which would have been fine if he's like someone misleading them to not catch the. Dude, it's just a weird fucking movie that I assume was supposed to showcase acting ability, and that's cool, I guess. But at least give me some kind of resolution besides the fact that like cops do shitty stuff and then they just got to live with it and get away with it scot-free. Because we've all been seeing that happen recently, haven't we? I mean, Jesus Christ, man, that movie sucked.
I feel like there's definitely should be more to the story and more resolution. It's an interesting notion to kind of like try and paint both of these cops in this position where they're like one is kind of has done this like sinful deed or whatever. There's a lot of like religious iconography and stuff in the background. They talk about angels a lot and stuff. So there's a lot of things to like the extent of where person's morals lie and things like that. I like that kind of stuff, but there's definitely should have been more of a payoff, to the whole thing. And I don't mind that things are ambiguous, but I felt like they could have made that point in a better way through the story, because it feels like it turns into a whole different movie on that last half, and you're like, wait, what? And I didn't hate it. I totally agree with a lot of your gripes and a lot of the gripes that we've read on the group page. It's bad.
It's bad. I agree.
One of the users said, I was able to enjoy it, and in that it's nothing I would ever watch again. I enjoyed watching it to be able to review it for the show, and have things to say. Mainly for me, I was like, okay, yeah, those performances were good. And leading in, somebody had told me like the story was just like really not really very good. So watch it just for the actors. So, and a lot of the visuals I thought were really good, but it just, I mean, what?
It's shot well. The acting's good.
Yeah,
I don't know,
it
because
was
I mean,
half
it like so
baked.
it kind of has like this like it's not David Fincher style of Seven, but it like from the
Yeah,
trailer I was kind of getting like, oh, someone's gonna try to remake like a grittier like thriller or something of maybe along the lines of Seven and just kind of give us like a new spin with like two detectives, one from. So the way I kind of went into this movie, which is probably my own fault, was I thought Denzel Washington was going to be like the Morgan Freeman at the end of Seven, who's like, I can never go back. I can't do it. It's just
yeah,
the world's too hard. The city's too much. LA's not what it used to be. And I got to get out of that world. But he's thrust back into it because he's a really great detective and he's trying to help Rami Malek's character like catch this killer because he's just hitting a wall, even though he's like this
right.
super smart young detective. But sometimes you need like an old gumshoe to see the and that's what I thought it was going to be. But like
Yeah,
Denzel would maybe have a checkered past, or
let
Rami
me teach
Malek's
you how to be a
character.
scumbag.
Yeah, or basically, yeah. And then,
Yeah,
so I thought it was going to be that, and Jared Leto would be this kind of like weird, like I think it was too obvious in the trailer that he was going to be the killer, and he was always going to be just like this weird kind of force.
hmm,
But so the whole time I was like, they're definitely going to catch this killer. I mean,
yeah,
that's why you watch most of the time you watch like Netflix documentaries. You want to know how the killer was caught. You want to,
yeah.
you want some justice brought to like the women. I mean, these murders that are committed in this movie are horrific. And I'm like,
Hmm.
yeah, catch this guy. I want to see how they catch him and what leads them to catch him and how Jared Leto plays into this. And then the whole time it's just like, who gives a fuck about these women dying?
Yeah,
And I guess we'll just focus on that Jared Leto's a weirdo, and like I guess if we're just gonna be shitty cops and just convict this guy because he's a weirdo. And I was like, okay, cool. This guy who's weird and probably had a weird upbringing is like a air conditioning or refrigerator
yeah.
repairman is like
I
just a weird
think,
dude who is into the serial killer. Like most people I know watch documentaries, listens to tons of podcasts about this.
yeah,
I just thought it was just
I think
really ill conceived.
from what I understand, it's based on a book, and
I'm
I
never reading
think
that book.
I could see how in a book getting across these ideas behind these like cops' morals and burying deep this like secret of having done like a fatal bonehead maneuver at an investigation and stuff. I could see how it could play out in a book or whatever, but it just seemed like they tried to, for that being the message, they tried to build this, what we'd perceive as like a typical serial killer movie scenario that we're already showing up for, but then kind of use that to pull the wool over our eyes to get across this kind of like sentiment, that is probably more well felt from a book than the way they executed in this movie, for sure.
I mean, is the book supposed to be that like cops can get away with anything and be fine? I mean,
That's
they have to live with it, but
Yeah, that's like pretty much like one of the only takeaways you could have, really, in terms of like resolution. Well, at least one creepy guy got offed, and then it's just like, damn, I appreciate the elements of like exposing like flaws in like in the justice system, or how easy it is to cover up like mistakes made by cops, and
yeah.
going up the totem pole or whatever. But yeah, this was not the one.
It makes me think, like movies like New Mutants, I keep bringing them up on here, but was shelved for like what, 2 years, 3 years, however long it was
We'll
shelved.
get to
But
New Mutants.
I mean, yeah. And then it's like something like The Little Things is like HBO's like, cool, WB, this is gonna be the first movie we drop. Like, if I didn't know Mortal Kombat was coming out or Dune, I'd be like, fuck WB. Like, what? This is not a good start to the new year, man. This is a terrible movie to release. Why? Who in the marketing was like, this will be our first? This is like a movie.
Well,
you drop Mortal Kombat, and then next week you drop The Little Things, just for the people who don't know what Mortal Kombat is or don't have lives and don't care.
yeah,
And just want to watch a fucking people act, I guess, and have no story.
I think,
God.
they're definitely banking off of, January and February are typically not great times for movies to come out anyway.
Yeah, I know, but give me something better than this shit.
So they're
I mean,
banking
last
off
year
of
at
the
least I got
performances.
Underwater, and that was fun.
Yeah,
Ugh.
they're banking off the performances of these actors, obviously, and it made, I think there was even some praise that it even made about $4.8 million back or something like that upon release. I'm not sure how they calculate
that
that.
money.
Yeah, with the streaming
Did
service.
people
or whatever,
really
but
buy HBO just to watch this movie? Oh my god!
I don't know where these numbers come from. Honestly, it's all shit.
You know what? You need to cancel your subscription, and then when Dune comes out, resubscribe, so that way we can get a Dune Part 2.
There's yeah, exactly. That one's hanging on a thread by a thread there, folks.
Oh, dude.
So it's really picking and choosing our battles where we can. But this was fun. I was curious to see the performances of these guys and to see what this movie is about. You know, based on the things we're saying, like serial killer stuff and that kind of element of I don't know. I guess this is like a docudrama. You know, it's kind of like based off of like true crime kind of stuff that we're seeing lately. So out of 10 unknown serial killers, what do you give The Little Things?
Dude, 1 out of 10 maybe for
how many
the one is for
Oldsmobiles do you give it?
I give it 1 out of 10, I guess, for Jared Leto's weird ass performance. And I don't know, man. I just like this is such a forgettable movie.
Yeah.
No one's gonna talk about this years from now, except I don't know. Someone's gonna randomly like. I mean, oh man, what a waste of my time.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm glad I watched it because I don't feel like that's why I was so excited to do this live stream because I hated it.
Yeah.
And I feel like consistently we like the movies that we choose because we're like, you know, I mean, most of the time we're pretty, there's a pretty good sense that we're going to enjoy it. And I thought I was going to enjoy this movie. I thought I was going to watch like I mean, I don't need to buy the books serial killer flick. I don't need this to be exactly 7, but I need it to have some kind of resolution, except I mean like even in 7 the killer wins. Ultimately he gets what he wants, which is it's like a fucked up ending. It's great. And like this is just like cops get away with stuff. It's like I already know that. I know that's reality.
God,
dude. I don't even want to give it a 1, but I don't feel I gotta give it something. So 1 out of 10.
Fair enough. I appreciate you not just giving it a 0, which would have been fine, but I'd like appreciate you reaching for it a little bit.
0.
I think out of 10 good performances from a completely forgettable movie, I would say it got me through the evening. Okay, you know, I was like, what at the end, but I would say I'll give it like a 3.5.
Oh my god, that's too high. I don't even know you anymore.
Well, hey, that's our lowest rating so far. Nice.
I know,
I'll start including the ratings on the YouTube thumbnails, just so in case you don't want to watch the episode and want our opinion, you'll get that score there.
Yeah, you don't need to watch this movie. There's Jesus.
Don't even
just go rewatch 7
to your grandma. It's like probably lots of people watched it because they thought it was, you know, it's like it's all you got really as of yet for like a pseudo big release. So I'm not sure what's coming up next that we'll probably cover.
Oh my god, I hope it's something good. Jesus Christ.
But remember, you know, February is still not a great month for movies, so we're going into spring, so there's going to be a bunch of new releases and more of these WB releases. I think maybe we have a little bit of a responsibility to commentate on this unprecedented set of events with HBO Max and everything. So maybe we won't watch every release, but we'll certainly watch the more notable ones.
Dude, I'm not interested in that Tom and Jerry movie, but I bet it's better than The Little Things. I bet I will have more fun and there will be a conclusion.
The animation lover in me is into it. I think Tom and Jerry was probably my earliest and most like favorite. Not my earliest favorite cartoon, but I know I liked Tom and Jerry, so I kind of like what's going on there. But yeah, I mean, it looks silly. But Dune for sure, and there's a Matrix movie on the horizon from this release, and you know we'll be covering things as it comes to us, folks. Thank you so much for joining us for this episode of the Overly Critical Movie Club. And actually, I was kind of hoping it'd be a little bit more condensed as to our usual episodes of like an hour. I think this is a nice, solid way to get some information for you. Thanks so much for watching our thing. If you feel like supporting us, definitely like all our pages and stuff. Come join the movie group, Facebook groups, facebook.com/groups/overly critical movie club. If you feel so inclined and want to donate any monetary support our way, go to our patreon.com /overly critical movie club. There you'll find 2 different tiers. The one tier is a $3 tier that's just main support, and you'll get a credit at the end of each episode for subscribing every month. Or you can do a one-time thing. You can join us on a subscription if you'd like. The second tier for the Patreon is, hold on, let me think of it. One thing, I forget which one is which, but one of them is a overly critical junior producer. So come aboard and be a junior producer. And then the other tier is the premium membership, which is $5, and that'll get you early access to bonus content that Maddie and I are working on. That should be released here in the week after next. So look out for that. And what else? We got our merch over at, I forgot to pack this link. Go to tpublic.com. And search in the search bar, because we don't have like a overly critical link yet, but tpublic.com, go to the search bar and look for Overly Critical Movie Club. There's a good handful of cool shirts there that I like. There's a flagship one with the logo on it. We have that one in like a classic black and white kind of color scheme, and also the gold color scheme that you're looking at. There's also the Robert De Niro caricature Travis Bickle t-shirt. That one's my favorite. We've sold one of those. Thank you, Matt Herring. Send us a picture of you wearing it whenever you can. Hope you're doing good, buddy. And what else? There's a bunch of shirts there. Go to TeePublic, look for Overly Critical Movie Club. If you want to find us on Instagram, we are at Overly Critical Movie Club. I usually post the promo for each episode as it comes along over there. And I'm at Wolfie Cruz, as well as at Wolfie Cruz Art, to see some of my illustration. I just threw up a dope Nightwing illustration that I'm pretty proud of. Go give it some likes. If you want to support us in any way, go to our shit, like our shit. You know how the world is these days. Also, go check out the feature-length film that I worked on with a bunch of friends here in Denver in 2010. I'm doing a definitive cut for that right now, and this is the Facebook page for it. Go follow it. Go check out the trailer and stuff. I'm almost done with it. It's taking me a little while to get the work-life balance passion project thing going, but it's almost done. It's going to be really great upon release. We're trying to get it on Amazon. So go check out the page. I'll have another update for that one released soon, as well as check out my buddy Image Dragon. His album Requiem for a Sound Mind is out on all streaming platforms. You can search for it on YouTube Music, Spotify, Apple Music. It's a nice, good album from a good buddy of mine. He's like one of my oldest friends. I did the album art for it. It's a solid introduction to his style of hip hop and R&B and stuff. I think everybody will really love it. My buddy Johnny Sierra did all the production on it. He's an amazing musician. I'm running out of breath.
We've put in the work today.
Anyway, those are my plugs. This is Wolfie. You got anything else you want to add before we head out?
Have you been watching anything that people need to know about?
What have I been watching? I've been catching up on Titan season 2. I know I'm getting there a little late. That is very good. I'm really enjoying it, hence the Nightwing drawing. I started Lower Decks, Star Trek Lower Decks, which is good. Really funny. Really enjoy it. Great animation. The Star Trek Discovery, I started that as well. Again, really enjoying it. Good stuff. I love pretty much anything Star Trek. And I've been watching Evangelion for the first time, not the Netflix one, which I have learned is bullshit. So don't watch the Netflix one. I've been watching the original English dubs that were brought to the States that have a more kind of full fleshed out version of the story, I guess, which is a lot of kind of things I think Netflix considered to be a little taboo by today's standards. So I've been really enjoying that. There's a lot of other stuff, but I think, yeah. How about yourself?
I've been making my way through the Marvel flicks again. I don't know why I started it. I just did. I don't think I could find something to watch. I'm on Ant-Man now. It's in the timeline order.
Nice.
Yeah, Thor 2 is still bad. Iron Man 3 is still not great. I don't understand why people hate on Captain Marvel so much. I feel like it's a really fun movie. I mean, it does have its flaws, but man, it's way better than those two. But getting towards the end of it, I've also been keeping up with WandaVision, which is amazing.
Yeah, we'll do another catch up on WandaVision here soon, folks. We'll get to that. I've been enjoying it. We'll definitely have to talk about that as we catch up on some episodes.
And then the last thing, I think the final episode of The Stand, the CBS All Access series, the new ends, I think, because it's only 8 episodes long. So it's been cool. It definitely strays from the book and the way the book is put together. But I've been enjoying structured. Yes, there you go. Yeah. But I've been enjoying it. Yeah, let us know what you think about all those, and if there's anything else we should be watching.
Remember, if you're watching this on YouTube, remember to come join the club, facebook.com/groups/overly critical movie club. Get in on the conversation with us. We have a lot of fun. That's all I got. This is Wolfie signing off.
Bye-bye.